Hello, welcome to West Anime Sims. My name is Kelvin, and how are you doing? And in this speed build, I would like to build a traditional Malay house. And this is my second time trying to do a build in the Sims 2 based on Malaysian culture. The first time I did was Malaysian shop houses. I had link down in the description. So a reason why I chose to build a Malay house because Hari Raya or Aidilfitri or Eid for short is known internationally coming soon, and right now it's the month of Ramadan, and so Muslims are going to fast for a whole month for the coming of Raya. So this is a perfect opportunity for those who are not familiar with Malaysian architecture to get to know how a traditional Malay house looks like. So a disclaimer here, I'm not a professional Malaysian architecture historian, so all these are done by research. So I've seen some of the houses before while growing up in Malaysia. So and also some of the stuff I actually have to modernize a bit in electronics and appliances. So it's kind of a slight modern build, but having Malay architecture intact. So the first thing you notice that the house is built on a build. So there's good reason for that. The reason why we have to build it higher so that to ward off wild animals and also to ward off damage in case of flooding. As for the layout, traditionally the kitchen used to be separate from the main house, but I've connected together to connect it with the dining area. And also the bathroom is usually a outhouse because the plumbing usually separate from the house as well. But I put it together for a modern build. Traditionally, the house usually made out of wood. Nowadays, more sturdier material is used like stone, cement, concrete, especially on the staircases and the stilts. And also the roof actually have changed from the palm leaf attips to the more zinc or curated. Speaking of roofs, there are various different styles depending on the region of Malaysia. Some of them have a curved roof style like in the Greece Milan, and some of them have a more sharper, edgier style. Some of them even have 5-point pyramid style. That's really interesting in certain regions. I think in Perak, in Terengganu has a little bit different. East Coast and West Coast style is also different. So mine is a more of a mix of a little bit of a central region. I think usually Selangor and Perak, these kind of styles, where it look like two angled roof. One is a more slopier, sharper edge on the top, then goes down to a more smoother edge down kind of a roof. So yeah, I decided to use the zinc corrugated and decided to use the more rustic looking color so it won't look too new for a traditional house. Also, depending on the style of the Malay house, front porches usually quite wide and some of them quite long. Usually for people to sit around and hang out, talk, and sometimes kids can even run around and play. So my one is a little bit on the smaller side, a bit more of a functional side, and I decided to change the roof on the top. Roofing in this game takes a long time to make it right, especially you're not using the regular westernized style. Now typically these types of Malay houses are not found in the city. They're usually found in the villages, in more rural areas, due to a lot of effort from non organizations and also government. They keep the building style relevant in terms of museums, in government buildings. In some government buildings, they use this architectural style, and also some resorts actually keep this architecture style. So for this build, I'm thinking a little bit on the simpler side, but with a touch of contemporary twist to it. So, and I'm a bit disappointed that Sims 2 shuttered windows are very limited, so I'm still falling back to this colonial style window with shutters. So I changed the color a little bit to make it a little more wooden and more rustic, so it looks more believable that this house, this kind of windows, and keep the whole house simple with wooden walls and floors. By the way, I'm so thankful for all the tremendous growth this channel has experienced so far, especially this month. I've reached 15,000 views for all my videos collectively, and also my subscribers have jumped until 174 as the time of recording. Let's make it to 200 then. Keep supporting my videos. Thank you so much. Keep sharing my videos, and hopefully if you like my videos, do subscribe. So let's move on to finishing. So I do guess brown is the main color in this build. Keeping in mind wood has a main element in most of the furnishing, but still can pepper in some of the colors complement brown, such as a little bit of beige, a little bit of yellow, and touches of green in terms of especially in the living room and dining room area, and also some yellows and oranges. As for the living room, I borrowed some of the Moroccan sofa sets incorporated in this build because I think Malays generally, as they practice Islam, they are very fascinated with the Middle Eastern furniture, so I borrowed some of the furniture design with. So in my head, I'm designing a family of 4 Sims, 2 adults and 2 children. As more and more things start falling into place, there are some room for a pet, so I'm thinking maybe this family should have a cat cat around the house, so the cat can just basically lounging around, taking his play, relaxing at a porch, kind of a homely kind of family style house. So let's talk a little bit about Aidilfitri. It's celebrated all across the world, especially in the Muslim community. So in Malaysia, it varies a little bit different from most of the places around the world, especially in Middle East. We usually have, as usual, fasted for a month, and also when the Aidilfitri season is near, usually everyone will pack their bags, bring everybody, go back to their hometowns, go back to these houses like this to visit their relatives, friends, and get together. So all in all, they all have a huge family and gathering. Cousins and relatives all have food, talk a little bit, to get a little bit of pocket money like Duit Raya. It's similar to big envelopes from the Chinese. And they also play sparklers and firecrackers, a little bit of fireworks, lighting some fireworks in their backyard, all around good fun and good. So some of the common foods served during Raya Aidilfitri are ketupat, which is rice cooked in coconut leaf. You can also see ketupat decorations all around the shopping malls and also houses. They are not usually in coconut leaves, they are in ribbons or in papers wrapped in a ketupat style. And also lemak, which is rice, cooked inside the bamboo. They burn the bamboo, and once you open it, it's fragrant and nice. Usually served with rendang, which is a type of meat cooked with a lot of spices, simmered with a long time. It's tender and juicy and nice. And also a lot of desserts like usually small cakes and biscuits and cookies, which is a lot of variety of, depending on where you go, which house you're going to. There's a lot of different varieties of styles of food that you can enjoy. As we are lighting up this house, aside from the basic lighting that's inside the house, as for the outside, I want to have the Raya or Aidilfitri decorations get started. So I have these tiki torches that replace the oil lamps on bamboo that is lighted up in front of the house. People have them as decorations, and also lights, decorative lights that all around the front porch and also the front of the house. It's usually really festive to make it more festive and bright and inviting for your guests to come over. Now moving on to landscaping, I have to keep in mind that this is not in a city or in a westernized suburb, it's actually in a Malay village. So usually the plants are palm trees and banana trees, which is typically grown around this area. And also I have a lot of fern leaves just popping out as the ground as like long grass. And also I actually prepared some plot of land for this family of Sims to grow some vegetables so they can have fresh produce right back of their backyard and they can cook some delicious meal after that. And also lastly, I want to put in a porch. If I wanted to, I rather not have a car parked on a parking spot. I rather have them parked on the ground because that's not common in places like this, and even though people are starting to have cars already. Come to think of it, the custom content from the Sims 2 Castaway stories is suitable to operate in this build because of the tropical plants and palm trees, but I'm not going to use that because I want to have more people able to download even though you only have Sims 2 and the expansion pack. Okay, we are reaching at the end of the speed build. Think about this Malay inspired house. Do leave me a comment and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to West Anime Sims for more updates on Sims content. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye!